Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play of Darkest Dungeon. My name is Anna Myrtle. I have adjusted the game sound down a little bit. Some people say a little bit louder, some people say a little bit softer, so I'm trying to get that magic sweet spot where everything is perfect, and hopefully we'll get there. When we last left off, we were we were in the middle of week 8. A red question mark on a hero's portrait indicates they are unavailable for the week.
I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
So if you'll remember, we had a succubus join our party. A terrible incident. A group of pilgrims traveling on the old roads perished under strange circumstances. Only a single priestess survived. Do we have shelter for her in these dark times? Problem is, we're probably not going to use her because as much as I like the idea of the class, she doesn't actually seem strong enough to justify taking a slot in the party. So that's kind of disappointing. We had already picked our group, and we're going to take on the medium length ruins run because I really want deeds. Somebody, I guess it's you, rightful heir, is bringing laudanum, which I don't usually use. We're gonna take 8 torches, and we always run out of food on these medium ones, so I'll take this 2 full stacks of food, 2 shovels, 4 keys. Remind me if you heal bleed and blight, so we don't really need bandages. But I will take the medicinal herbs to fling at curios. Okay. Let us now embark. Once holy idols and shrines have been corrupted to favor pagan gods, holy water can help restore them to their rightful condition. And by the way, speaking of audio balance, if anyone knows of a good program to let me adjust, for instance, my vocal track against the game that we recorded, I would love to know about it. I've tried looking up what other Let's Players use, and it's... I haven't been able to find anything that looks like what we need, so... we wait for it to load. There we go.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Alright, so as you recall, we've got 2 frontline folks who are very good at their jobs, and we're banking on that because the rightful heir in our midst is not going to be very useful. He is here because he causes more I was gonna read it to you, but I can't find him now. There he is. He grants additional heirlooms as loot from fight and from interacting with curios. He also increases stack size of all heirlooms. So he's deliberately kind of a load on the party, but a load who is going to make it more profitable of a run, hopefully. Which is in keeping with the spirit of the game. The game is very much about... how do I put this? Letting something
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
be more difficult in order to get bigger rewards. That's why when the light goes down, right, you are more likely to be surprised, but you're also more likely to get more loot. Alright, which one of you has a good trap? 60, 60, 60. Well, you've got the least stress, so...
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
Alright, let's see what you can do. Letter opener moves you forward, which we don't really want. Have a taste, blights. That's not useless. He has a heal that causes him self-stress, and a self-heal that removes his own stress. Well, blight that guy. Well, that self-heal did not do much, did it?
Begone, fiend!
I think I clicked on the one that had already moved. Not the best tactics, though. Should have got the one who hadn't moved. Alright. You light him up. It causes damage in addition to blight, so that's not actually totally useless. I thought he was totally useless, but he could be worse. Nice dodge.
Another one falls.
30 critical. He inspired himself, and he also inspired
Executed with impunity.
Oh.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Does he give gold bonuses too? Because that would be awesome.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
That's a lot of gold from 3 skeletons. I mean, I seriously think we just paid for the trip. I'm really hoping that one of those has a battle, but I would have preferred to have a scout prove that. 1,000 gold from a single hallway with 3 skeletons. He's got to have a gold upgrade as well. But that makes him basically... I assumed that he was meant to complement the antiquarian, right? Like an antiquarian lets you stack more gold, but the heir lets you stack more heirlooms. But if he has a gold bonus too, that's amazing. And it's possible that maybe the code is set up such that if you have a boost heirlooms, you have a boost to gold. They may not be separate. They may be like a similar... I don't know. I don't know anything. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with healing buffs, I didn't know. Aw, man. That's the last thing we need. Alright. Let her open. You move backward, young lady. Ah, crap. He should not be on the front lines.
Back to the pit.
Okay.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Dude, why are you stressing people out by getting yourself near kill? Why are you guys stressing out over it? You know he's weak and likely to die.
Another abomination
It's like they
cleansed
care about
from our
him.
lands.
How unlikely. I'm sorry.
Mind that such missteps are the exception and not the rule.
Yeah, we might need to go ahead and camp. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to camp. Oh, good. Yes, cause your stress. That's definitely what I need.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Fortunately, she can de-stress a little bit herself. Dude. I guess I might not be the savior this time. Oh, baby. Go ahead and put yourself. My thread winds on. Alright, you get a damage bonus against unholy.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
You... Oh, goodness gracious. Really did not kill him. Interesting. They dodged. Please cure his bleeding. Yes, yes, yes.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Jerk. Gosh dang it. Oh, that sucks.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Patched up, if only to bleed again.
That's grim but true. We have got to get some of her stressed out. It's like she heard me. Here we go. Paranoid.
The walls close in.
If you
The
want
shadows
my
whisper
burn,
of
you'll have to kill
conspiracy.
me for it. It'll be interesting to see if we can get her down to 0 because
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
dude, F off. Quit doing that. It gnaws at the back of my mind. I should have stunned them.
Obliterated.
Is that still at
ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
She's not at her highest skill level because we could have upgraded her skills. That's my fault.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
Alright, which one of you can remove mortality buffs? What is he doing? Oh, he's taking the cork out of a bottle. She's relaxing, lounging. He's refitting his cannon arm. Oh, good. One companion, but it removes mortality juice. Now, do I have anyone else with that? No, that's alright. Supplies. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm gonna remove mortality debuffs from her. And she's going to resist it. That's grand. That'll prevent nighttime ambushes. I really do love the backgrounds here. What random item did you produce for us? A key. Anything else? Holy water, alright, fair enough.
Impressive haul. If you value such things.
Time cost. Oh, that's nice. Minus 30 stress. And it'll stress out her companions a little bit, but that's what she's here for. Your jealousy helps to assure me of my perfection. Okay. I'm down with that.
Ornaments.
Oh.
Neatly ordered.
And
Lovingly admired.
Stress, I think. Alright, let's rest. Why did everyone get stressed? Treating me like some aberrant monster.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted and purpose is made clear.
Do you have to use it in combat or something? I honestly don't know what laudanum's for. There, I admitted it. Okay. Ooh, star. Okay. We must go this way. Wait. Eldritch Altar. I don't remember what that one is. Oh. If you put holy water in it, you purge a negative quirk. That could be worth a lot of money. We're gonna have Reynold do it. Yes! God-fearing is gone. So he can use other kinds of stress relief in town now. That would have cost like 3,000 gold to remove it manually. Very nice. An Iron Maiden, if we put medicinal herbs, that's specifically what I brought them for, actually.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
We have not yet encountered enough heirlooms to make the heir's presence actually useful. But hopefully that will change soon. He certainly made battles harder. Okay. If we could get her down to...
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Alright, let's get rid of the stress dealer.
Annihilated.
Since I don't want more stress. You should be...
Their formation is broken.
Tim.
Maintain the offensive.
Nice. stress for everyone. The monster's on my side now. That scared him. I understand why that was scary. That was a little strange thing to say. No, why? Why would you do that?
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope at all.
Two attacks was all I needed to send them over the edge. That is fan-bloody-tastic. Come here, baby.
No, little one. It's not time for you to cry. Okay? You okay? Who's a good girl? You are. You're a good girl. Oh, he dodged. Yes. Your sneezes? Do you have sneezes?
We didn't bring bandages because...
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Bleeds, but... Okay, that heals himself and de-stresses, which he desperately needs. Oh. Stop stressing people out. 2 damage, 1 damage. It's an obvious choice there.
Weakened.
Okay, there we go. That's something.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Right. Sarcophagus slightly ajar. I don't like that. I was hoping it would be locked. %60% chance gold heirlooms, 20% negative chance, 20% nothing. Oh, you're picking it up completely empty. Alright. Oh good, more torches. We actually do need those.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
So here's my fear. We don't actually know that that isn't the last room battle. So let's not... Oh, and this is going to stress them out. But I don't want to accidentally finish the dungeon. Really don't want that. And that means a hallway battle, which could be easy or could be very, very hard. We will find out.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Alright, here we go. Okay, one stress dealer. Okay, and they're surprised. Good. So hopefully we can kill the stress dealer before. It would be so interesting if we could get her down to 0 stress and remove the paranoid. That didn't help. I've never, ever been able to de-stress back in dungeon down to 0 from a 100.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Oh, here is an alchemy table. And we needed medicinal herbs for this as well. And we are all out of medicinal herbs. If we click on it, we have a 50% chance of blight, a 25% chance of gold gems, and a 25% chance of nothing. We had anti-venom doors. Oh, even knew the trap was there.
Curious is the trap maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
I was too busy chatting away, blah blah blah. And this time we're stuck with the blight. Okay. Barristan's head. Very rare. Who are all these people's heads that we keep finding? It's actually quite distressing. Journal of Darius, Highwayman 6-6. My end. I scrawl this, victim of cruel fortune, who took me up on my wager, for I have lost my lucky coin, and I now lie helpless as my blood flows swiftly from my ruined body. My fingers are cold. It was no trap, nor raving cultists that sealed my fate. We were ambushed by strange, undulating shapes, two small entities that I cannot hope to describe, and a third, much larger beast. Poor Moira was crushed into a pulp as Therion defended her. He soon lost his arm and his wits left him. Shambler, Shambler, he kept shrieking as Raven yanked him to flee. I tried to play hero, to buy them a few moments. Blew away one of the smaller monsters, last shot, then smashed into the wall, the big one. Maybe they made it out. That wasn't super clear.
The light, the promise of safety.
But appears to have been a reference to a Shambler battle. Shamblers can appear at special altars, and I think, are the thing that appears if you walk around in the dark too much without a light on. But don't quote me on that. So apparently a party of adventurers, possibly hired by our own ancestor, met their doom, at least some of them, in a Shambler battle in the ruins. I wonder if one of them's name was Barristan. Why the heck would we want to collect their heads? Why would we want to wear them as accessories? Why would they give us strength? That's so gross and weird. I don't understand that at all. So we don't know what's in either of these rooms, but
Watch your step.
and I really don't know that we can survive a battle. Well, this will be interesting.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. Mortality clarified in a single strike. A
Okay,
wise
what do you
general cuts losses and regroups.
think? Because I don't want
You
Reynolds
will
to
endure
die.
this loss and learn from it.
I don't want that at all. Okay, phew, that was close. And we still did not get more than 2 deeds. The whole reason we brought Courtney was... Whew, that was not good. That was an extremely expensive run in terms of stress, and I almost don't think bringing the air was worth it. Maybe if we'd had a stronger, better healer instead of someone that was trying to heal.
All my life, I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind.
And there,
It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
that's a really cool quirk, but I have no intention of keeping him if this guy's better. Liquid courage. The heir has found inspiration in the bottom of a bottle and resolved to share the burden of this arduous quest. Yeah, this guy is a lot stronger than this one. Off you go.
Slumped shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good to us.
This new heir. Apparently our family had a lot of cousins. Okay. Prester removed a quirk, and everyone else is where they should be. Nobody ran off to go do naughty things. I'm gonna go ahead and take folks out of that party. Okay, 90% rooms. That's probably what we're going to do next. In fact, we'll just go ahead and figure out... Well, actually, no. We need to see who's in the stagecoach. Who comes to me? Oh! We've got a couple of new classes. And nowhere to put them. I really hate turning in... Like, this is not a good deal, so I really hate but I would like really all of these. Okay, who are we gonna let go is the question. Well, we don't really need an antiquarian, so we'll dismiss her.
It is done. Turn yourself now to the condition of those poor devils who remain.
And honestly, I don't really need his rightful heir.
This one has become vestigial, useless.
And I don't need a succubus, which is a shame because I really would like to see her in action, but... and... You just refuse to de-stress. Do you have some kind of... I don't know what's going on there. Well, I just won't take on the highwayman. This one... Excuse me. Is a new class, a mod class, called, a commissar. And for some reason, the search function. Oh, there we go. The search function wasn't wanting to search. The commissar was dishonorably banished from her service. While her results are undeniable, her unconventional method of inspiring her men in battle often led to high casualties and more than one body with a bullet hole behind their head. Undaunted, she seeks a new battleground where her skill can once again be of service to her queen. Commissar is a highly specialized support buff character. Her biggest attribute is not only the buffing the damage and defense of the team, but also to move them around to the positions desired. She also comes with weaker but helpful hit point and stress heal skills. So her whole thing was she was a leader, heirloom pistol, worn uniform, and she fights but also moves people around. So like get back up there. Back one, pull two. So it moves them forward one, unless they're at the very back, in which case it moves them forward twice. Buffs them, and it locks them in place with move resist after that. Fall back, which brings them back two, unless they were at the very front, in which case it brings them back three. I mean, this is good stuff if your party gets surprised and you need to rearrange everyone very quickly. Oh, no, that doesn't. Yeah, I'm not sure. Healing 0 to 4. Oh, I hate 0 to anything on healing because it's like, so you could waste the entire turn, but it buffs them for healing received. Inspire, courage, that's a mark. Stress plus 18? But it -7's everybody else. I don't know. Those are interesting skills. Is she useful? Harder to say. We'll put her in here. And this is someone called a Twilight Knight. I have not had the chance to play with her yet because she's new. Twilight Knight is a monster hunter of the Troll Slayer variety. She's used to picking out the single largest foe she can find and trying to take it down single-handedly. When faced with crowds of smaller foes, she has to adapt her strategies accordingly. So we've got... Oh man, she's another transformation class. I'm so sick of those. There, I said it. Oh no, she's not. Okay, I saw a reference to... Never mind. Good, she's not. I saw a reference in the write-up to... I thought she was another beast character. Okay, so soothing slash. Huh. 90 attack, 5 critical, and it reduces stress for herself. That's nice. Whirlwind. Not great damage, but it has a knockback. Slay the beast. It self-marks and really hurts her damage and dodge, so that's not great. But I guess it would be a good finishing move. Strike to stun. Anticipation. Activate riposte. Mark target. Buffs to dodge. Glimmer of hope. Minus stress on the target. But it does stress her a little bit. Leap of faith. Okay, that's an interesting character. She's obviously frontline, so we'll put you right behind the Seraph. And then we have this one. And she is very interesting. Two souls bound within one body. The sisters constantly fight each other for control over their vessel. Known as the Scholar and the Warrior, the former is able to maintain control outside of combat, but when the heat of battle commences, the latter can find opportunities to seize control. Each sister specializes in different techniques for combat. The Scholar uses the forbidden knowledge she stole from her order's temple, manipulating the life essence of the world to aid herself and her allies while hindering the enemy. The Warrior, in contrast, prefers the visceral feel of melee combat, passing from foe to foe in a bloody display of finesse and cruelty. If the vessel is disrupted significantly, the sisters will begin to defy one another, seizing control from each other at unexpected times and detaching themselves from the body. Such animosity leaves the sister's body vulnerable and allows the enemy an opportune time to end them for good. So their comic is very confusing. Apparently one of them was a scholar as part of an order, and the other one was a warrior. And if I understand this correctly, and I'm not sure if I do, the Scholar, who is the current occupant of the body when combat is not in session, the Scholar killed her sister, and the sister's soul decided to hang around, and they're basically now constantly fighting over who gets to pilot the body that they're both trying to hold on to. The sisters cannot gain a virtue and will always suffer the same affliction, discordant. So when they reach 100 stress, they always have the same affliction. That sucks. I mean, the chance of getting a virtue when you hit 100 is not high, but it's something. The art is awesome. I love the art. This ghost actually follows you around as you walk around in the ruins. Slow draw, demomania, believes is possessed by demons. Kinda is. So she's another transformation class. The possession skill flips her back and forth. And the problem is that in order to use her skills properly, you kind of have to go once a scholar and then swap to warrior. Every time you swap, you're stressing out the other heroes, and the marks that you're setting up as scholar are probably taken care of by the time you swap over. So it's like, is this really that useful? I don't know. But so let's look at what we have here. This causes no damage, but it bypasses stealth and marks the target, does a lot of blight, so that's something. And stresses her out. This heals and de-stresses. No, This heals someone else and de-stresses them. And it stresses herself out. And then this activates riposte and protection, and it stresses her out. So all of her actions cause self-stress. And then swapping back and forth decreases a little bit of stress. And then the warrior skills are moves her forward twice, attacks, but it stresses her out, moves her back and heals, but it stresses her out, and Crimson Dance, which is not really that strong, but it causes bleeding. Yeah, I don't really know that this is useful. The maker says, the sisters are a complex class. Their moveset requires that the player plan several turns ahead, as well as build an appropriate party to complement them most effectively. They are, however, one of the most versatile heroes once mastered. You will forgive me if I don't actually believe that, and instead take what I consider to be one of the more versatile heroes and have an extra highway.
Elusive, evasive, persistent. Righteous traits for a rogue.
Let's give you some different colors. I like green, that's a good color. And then we don't mix them up with Dismas. Okay. We can't upgrade the stagecoach, which is a shame because I would like very much to upgrade this.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Obviously Reynold can't come out again. We're gonna put in Bertrand and Fevers. Actually, I think it would be really interesting to see you in action. Which one of you is the dodge 15? You've got a dodge of 0, plus you get marked all the time. So let's keep you in the middle. You seem worth having back here. And, oh good. Ellers is all better. So let's go check out whether or not we can get some upgrades. Nope, gosh, we need more deeds. The heir is wrapped in a light coat, very much unfit for close battle, but good for speed. Her journal, scrawlings from her teachings growing up, contains ancient unspeakable magic capable of causing horrors to enemies and herself. Ragged cloth and torn hood become a patched coat and hood. Hastily bound journal becomes a leather-bound journal. I have a lot of ridiculous feelings for this little girl. Just because growing up inside of a cult is not easy. Equipped with her trusty pistol, a tool not only for dispatching her foe, but able to inspire the courage of her men. I cannot read that over the picture. In times of need, a stranger steps out of the darkness. Her blade may be old and battered. Her shabby hooded cloak and the lantern dangling from her belt, her only comforts, but her true armor is that of the mind. Long experienced in battling monsters, the Twilight Knight is no stranger to the disturbing sights and sounds. Light cloak, patched and warm, and a sharpened sword, so you're already upgraded. And you are not, so now you are. Let's go hit up the guild. Oh, we can at least decrease the cost of training. You need to learn Chop and There we go. Chop, slash. That's just such a beautiful skill. Beautiful skill. You come to us with everything upgraded. So we can actually pick. Soothing slash seems good. Whirlwind attack seems good. The finishing move there seems good. Ooh, stun. Yeah, what if instead of knockback we gave you stun? And so what's the difference between this and that one? 90, 95, plus 15, plus 5. Oh, this one has the ridiculous buff against Beast and Eldritch, and this one is just... And we don't really see any beasts in the ruins. Beasts are common in the Warren, but not the ruins. So stun, riposte, and this finishing move, which she can't use from the front. So there's that. Well, we'll keep it simple. Oh man, they have different... They have different descriptions. I just can't read that. A skilled swordswoman who leads by a gleaming example, the Twilight Knight is no stranger to hunting monsters, whether it be something them with her blade or exhorting others to victory. She remains a calming and encouraging presence on the battlefield. The gentle glow of her lantern may soothe hearts and minds, but what price must she pay to bear the burdens of others? Beneath the veneer of calm, her psyche remains as fragile as that of any other. But I like that. We get a lot of wandering dude heroes, and how many wandering lady heroes do we get? Alright, pistol shot. I like that one. Nervous bleeder. That's interesting. Oh wow, negative 16% stress. Charge, which buffs everyone with damage, speed, and crit, but takes away their dodge. And a healing buff. I don't like that stress. Get back, or get up there. I like that. I like that. We'll see how that goes. And then, where is Elders? There you are, sweetheart. So you've got 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Alright, who gets to relax this week? Well, Reynold should, I think...
Gilded icons and dogmatic rituals. For some, a tonic against the bloodshed.
Reynold should get a nice flagellation. Good for him. Baldry, she really did try hard, so shall we settle on a safe word? And Mortania, we're gonna let him deal into the gambling hall. So that wipes out pretty much all of our profit, but at least we didn't Dog's Moon. I don't know what that means. It's probably made up for this game. And that is also an hour, unfortunately. I was hoping we could do 2 runs, but we can't in 1 hour. So we'll have to pick this up in the next Let's Play. But when we do, we will take on the explore 90% of rooms in the this is for loss, this is for sin, this is for victory. I do like that the little icons tell you where they are. This circle tells you that they're in the Abbey, and this beer mug tells you that they're in the tavern. And these wax stamped marks tell you that they're in your current party. Anything is better than sitting around with this stuff. Oh, and that reminds me, I wanted to equip all trinkets. I don't know what these heads are from. I really don't. I think there's a monster, actually. I have to think about this. I think there's a monster that carries around heads, like, at his belt or something. And maybe these are the people. Arya's head has a cross, which makes me think a Vestal nun. Barristan's head doesn't have anything to tell you who he was. But man, if there's a reason for carrying them around, I don't know it. And if we were really clever, we would be equipping these before going on our runs. Guard duration, but it's plus 20% stress. This isn't so bad, sacrificing one person's speed so that you're less likely for the party to be surprised. So really you just need to find someone with incredibly crappy speed and just resign yourself to them not being very fast. Boy. 20 plus 20 stress when idle in town for a week? That's not... Oh, that reminds me. We need to pick somebody to go to the sanitarium. Don't want to waste a week. Where is it? 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 There you are. Treatment ward. Who wants to be treated for quirk? That's not a good quirk, but I don't like that it's going to cost 3,000 to get rid of. Max hit points are down on Vipers. Some of these are fine, it's like okay, and some of them it's like Elders, I really don't like you getting stressed just because I'm not using you, although I am going to use you, so I guess it works. Perfectionist, 5 stress when an attack misses. Well, I don't use you to attack, you're my healer. -2 speed if torch is above 75. Absolutely not. Alright, we'll put Vespa in. We're going to take off the thinks I have demons one. And if we're lucky, maybe it'll take off 2 while they're in there. I don't know if it'll double up the way it does with diseases. But I was, in theory, equipping people with things. So Ellers has good speed. I don't really want to lower her speed. Bertrand has the worst speed, so... Except he's our cannon, so... You get to be the slow one for the good of the party. Okay, debuff resist. This is dodge, more dodge. I'm never gonna want extra dodge for speed, am I? Well, we'll keep it. Stun resist, similar to question. Crusader only. Oh, right. Put that on Reynold. For extra damage, your healing skills that you don't even have learned go down. Okay. So that's nice, isn't it? And with that, I'm trying to, there we are, main menu. Boom. So that has been another grind of Darkest Dungeon. And I gotta figure out what to do with the fact that we're not picking up any deeds at all. Like 2 a visit, that's just weird. I remember when I was first trying this, I was able to do the, the tentative venturing into the dungeon and gather up all the stuff and go back, and I got way more deeds than this. So I don't know if I was really lucky or if they rejiggered the drop rates, or maybe too many people were doing that. I don't know. We've got to figure that out. But even if I was finishing them to get the deed rewards to finish, those are only like 5. And that's not even enough for 1 upgrade. So I'm not sure about that. That's just weird. I gotta look up what I'm doing wrong. So we'll figure that out. And we'll be back in the next video. Once again, this has been Darkest Dungeon. My name is Anna Mardal. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.